it's damp. It's also Friday, Q&A. Fanmail, lovely. Got a bunch of packages, got a letter. It's going to be doing well. First up, I would like to thank everyone for your well wishes about my recovery. I have, as far as I can tell, fully recovered. Smell is back and everything. No lasting ill effects that I've noticed. But it's obviously too early to tell. Who knows what the long-term effects will be of COVID. The Maze event has in fact been rescheduled. A number of people recommended that. I did reach out to the community here in Vader, and there was enough interest in me running it in November that I'm going to at our November event, which will be on the 20th. So on the 20th we will be running ourselves through the maze, doing HVZ, and then anyone else from the community who shows up and wants to run it, they will also be allowed to go through the maze, and it should be a lot of fun. Hopefully. We'll see. Who knows what the weather will be like. It was absolutely gorgeous weather on the day I was planning to run it, which is just, that'll teach me. Anyway, the maze is now fully built. There are lots of little details I still need to work out, but we will see how it works out. Let's get to the questions. Josiah Mayfield asks, favorite official Nerf N-Strike style attachment? Ooh, that's a good one. I really like the chainsaw. That was a hilarious one. For actually practical ones, I actually do like the 4-barrel Mega Hamp one. That one is pretty nifty. The shotgun pump one, that one is pretty snazzy as well. Some good ones. Schmolioli, what is your favorite gimmicky stock blaster? Ooh, I'm actually still a big fan of the Sledgefire. I find shells to be a gimmicky thing, but the Sledgefire did it really well. Other gimmicky ones. No, I'm gonna stick with that. Sledgefire. Christopher Goudreau, what caffeinated root beers can you recommend? Well, the only really mainstream one that I know of that has caffeine is Barks. That's kind of their whole shtick. But it's low caffeination. It has half the caffeination of Coke or Pepsi or Dr. Pepper or any of those. It's only 22 milligrams. Most of those are 40 or more. Generally, you're going to have to look for one that's specifically caffeinated. Most root beers are not caffeinated because none of the ingredients, even natural ingredients of root beer, contain caffeine. So it has to be artificially added, and the only ones that are doing that are ones that are specifically wanting to have something the other ones don't have. Even most of your bottled root beers don't have caffeine. I thought Henry Weinhardt's did once upon a time, but apparently it doesn't now. Also, there was a time when I could have sworn Barks didn't, and now it does. Diet Barks doesn't. So, no, you'd have to look up ones that are specifically caffeinated. I've got, Sprecher, I believe, has one that is specifically caffeinated, and I have a bottle and I don't think I've drunk it yet. And then I've got that coffee base, which I don't like the taste of coffee, so I don't know what I'm going to do with those. Give them to friends, maybe. Who knows? But no, other than Barks, I don't know of any specific ones. Cassie Heath, you mentioned wanting a lot of Imperium blasters, but how about a Nerf version of the Tau burst cannon that uses hyper rounds? That would be awesome. When I said, I mentioned Imperium blasters, but any Warhammer 40k blasters would be awesome. Las guns would be cool. Well, that's Imperium again. Orc shooters, anything that from the Orc design would be awesome because they're all ridiculous and over the top and magnificent. Eldari blasters, Necron Gauss cannons, yeah, any of it, I'd take it all. Keith Buxton, would you prefer to ride a unicorn or a bipedal dinosaur? Definitely a dinosaur. Unicorns I don't think would like me much. I am far from innocent. T-Bug20, where's Waldo? It's an excellent question. He's right there. Trevor Wilson. Have you ever tried St. Arnold's root beer? I don't think so. And even if I have, send me a bottle. Jackalblade 9. Have you ever read the Chronicles of Prydain by Lloyd Alexander? Never even heard of it. Rex Regum, have you heard of Sojourn? Not only have I heard of it, I'm pretty sure I actually have one of the graphic novels on the shelf. Take that! Aha! I hit the little screen. I'll take it. Music for the ears. How many old Mega Darts do you have? I haven't the foggiest idea. They're kind of spread out. I've got some of them in the blasters on the wall, and then I have some set aside for use in videos, and then I was recently sent some more that need to get processed. Artist Engineering. What would be the best way to mod a Nerf Vulcan, and can you give me an estimated cost? Best is a very subjective term. You need to give me more to work with. If you want it to remain a Springer, then you can, there might be some springs that would work to upgrade it. Most things that would work in a Stampede, but I wouldn't go up above about 8 kilograms because I don't know that there are metal gears for the Vulcan like there are for the Stampede. Obviously, checking all of the O-rings and the seals because those things wear out over the years and those things are getting up in age. If you really want power out of it, you're going to want to increase the voltage. The stock system can take at least a 4S LiPo, if not more. I've seen some pretty crazy Vulcan mods that have been done. 3S, it definitely works quite well. 4S, you might, at that point, you might have to redo the wiring or at least the switches, but the motors can definitely take it. It's a very beefy 360 or 380 motor. If you really want performance, though, you're going to need to add a flywheel cage, which there are cages available for it on Thingiverse. You can also just cram a strife cage in there. That's what Sergeant Deplorable did to create the Deplorable. And then you just use the original firing mechanism as the pusher, essentially. It just uses the Springer as the pusher, in which case you don't want to increase the spring, because that will reduce your rate of fire, whereas if you stick with the stock spring, but massively overvolt it, you'll get a ridiculously high rate of fire, and you'll have the power of a flywheel blaster. So, I mean, if you go with the 3S, you could put, Krakens in there, and it would then be very functional. It's still going to have all the downsides of being belt-fed, but those can be mitigated slightly by having a box, or having a loader, a two-man team, where one makes sure the belt is feeding and the other person fires. Estimated cost? Yeah, I got nothing. No idea. Yeah, there's too much variation in what you could or couldn't do. So, Jackykins. Have you read the Dark Tower series? No, nor do I have it. Nicholas Mazzarella. Are you wanting non-fiction books in addition to fictional books in your collection? Absolutely. I have all kinds of textbooks, reference books, history books, documentary, type books. So yeah, no, all sorts of. I'll take books. Books. I just want books. James Wright, have you read any of the Temeraire series of books by Naomi Novik? No, never heard of them. Sound neat. Zach Leak, what is a chainsword? It's a sword that is a chainsaw. Kind of like my chainsaw bayonet that I have for ire, but imagine a full long sword where it's got a chainsaw blade. They're a Warhammer 40k absurdity, and they're fantastic. Also, does VR make you motion sick? Oh, good lord, yes. Also, 3D movies make me motion sick. But first time I ever played Elite Dangerous was on VR, and it made me thoroughly motion sick. Autumn Eula Nashaba. Do you listen to Audible? I have audiobooks. I don't listen to them on Audible, like their app or anything. I just have audiobooks that I've acquired from other places, some of which were made by Audible, so I may have acquired them illicitly. Dubious. Sam Berg. Do you think we'll get a totally not a hammer shot from the Dart Zone soon? I don't know about soon, but I imagine it's only a matter of time because it's just such a wonderful concept, being able to hammer prime and use a blaster one-handed without needing batteries, so I really hope we do. I think Gameface Gameface was looking into making one at one point, I think. And finally, Robot Monkey. Do you like curry? I think I've had curry that I can recall precisely once, and it was delicious. But in general, I don't like spicy food, so it wasn't spicy curry. I don't know if curry is spicy. I don't like food that hurts going in or out. Ha-ha! Wow, not even close. Right, we'll be getting to package, but first, an apology. I could have sworn I opened a package last week early because it arrived like the day after I do these videos, and I didn't want to wait 2 weeks to open it because I suspected there was something perishable. I don't remember. But I opened it, and either I didn't hit record, or I simply accidentally deleted the footage, or I misplaced it, and I don't know where it is. And I think, and this would make sense with my perpetual effort to disappoint him, I think it was a package from Daniel Rao, who has sent me many packages, and who I have promised to visit, and have so far failed to do so. I also don't remember what was in it. I want to say it was root beer, though, and I think I drank it all, and it was delicious. But that might not have been him. I don't know. I don't know. I also might have made this entirely up and that I didn't, in fact, open a package from anybody. I got nothing. So anyway, if you send me a package, and you don't see me open it today, and you could have sworn it was going to be here by now, you may have been that person. And yes, I am a schmuck. Let me know. You're awesome. All right. Loot. Right, we have a bunch of items, including one letter and a bunch of things that I can only assume are books, and I'm really looking forward to that. We will start with the letter from a Thomas Powell. Dear Captain Xavier, I love your videos. I'm subscribed to all of your channels. My favorite channel is Captain Xavier. I really liked your Friday fan mail Q&A number 139 from the 1st of October. You and Coop have taught me a lot about the hobby. I have over 30 Nerf, DZ, and AV blasters. Me and my buddies play Nerf games often. Nerfing is a great hobby. Your fan, Zach Powell. Oh, apparently this was sent to me by a Zach Powell, by way of, I can assume, his father? Well, yes, Nerf is an awesome hobby. I love the variety. 30 blasters is an excellent arsenal. I hope you guys are having fun. I hope that someday you're able to go to one of the big events that I attend. I have no idea. Well, actually, I could probably check and see where you are. Let me see. Oh, I have actually been to North Carolina. Or was I in South Carolina? I was in one of the Carolinas. Anyway, I hope to see you on the field of battle someday. You are awesome, Zach. Awesome, I tell you. Right. Books. The Stranger in the Woods, an extraordinary story of the last true hermit by Michael Finkel. Neat. I dig it. Very cool. I have no idea what it's about, other than a hermit. Sounds pretty nifty. Book. Doesn't be any indication where these came from. The Darwin Awards! Commentary on those individuals who ensured the long-term survival of our species by removing themselves from the gene pool in a sublimely idiotic fashion. That is excellent. Very cool. That's a fun one to add. Only two things are infinite: the universe and human stupidity. And I'm not so sure about the universe. Albert Einstein. That's a fun one to have. All right, and another one that's almost certainly a book. It's Star Wars Mall Lockdown. I have never heard of this one. An action-packed ride that spins an entertaining chapter after another, keeps the reader guessing what will happen next and just who will live and who will die. Neat! It's kill or be killed in the space penitentiary that houses the galaxy's worst criminals, who must face off in gladiatorial combat, while the underworld gambling empire reaps the profits of the illicit blood sport. Cool! I dig it! What do we got here? Could be anything. It's from a Joey Williams. Aha! A note! Shebang! Sheboygan Area Nerf Group. That is a magnificent club name. Shebang. Sheboygan Area Nerf Group. Brilliant. Dear Captain Xavier, enclosed is your Kronos XL kit from us at Titan Forge Blasters and Shebang. I hope you enjoy it and look forward to seeing what you do with it. May it bust many shields for you. Again, once the plague is lifted, the family and I hope to travel west and join you for battle. Thank you for all the amazing content and everything you do for the Nerf community, Joey Williams. And then here is the installation guide. Okay, just everything about that is awesome. That is absolutely awesome. That is amazing. So I will be having a video out on this as soon as I possibly... Oh, and a scar barrel. Oh, an adjustable one. Oh, that is a really nice scar barrel. Oh, man. That is sweet. And then the kit. Cool, cool, cool. Not only does it convert your Chronos to fire... Mega XL, it even does have ammo storage where the original magazine was. That is a beautiful and brilliant design, and I look forward to that. I just picked up a Chronos at a Goodwill. In fact, I picked up a Deadpool Chronos at the same Goodwill. I won't be using that. That would be a heresy. All right, let's take a look at this one. The big one, or the smaller one. I believe I have some idea what's in here, and then I know there's apparently something really cool. Oh look, a note! Haha! There exists out there in the unbroached void of night, in the deeper darkness beyond, things so terrible and vile that they would devour us and destroy everything we have made. And why? Because they fear us, and rightly so, for we are humanity, and the stars are ours. Lord Commander Solar Marcius on the eve of the Macarian Crusade. Captain Xavier, turns out I have so many K4 40K books to sort through that I completely lost track of where some of them were. In the case of one novella in particular, which I knew I had, but then couldn't find, causing me to temporarily conclude that I had mistaken about having it, or just couldn't remember what the larger volumes that contained some of the books I originally sent you also included other stuff that I did not, which for whatever reason I had not pulled off the shelf and set aside. Whoops. So here are the books I missed. Double Eagle, a standalone novel that takes place within the same overall larger conflict that Gaunt's Ghost series focuses on, the Sabbat World's Crusade, focusing on aerial combat rather than infantry. Low Lives, a Necromunda novel. Ooh, that one sounds cool. About Caleb Cursebound, the Underhive's 9th most dangerous man, and his rat skin partner Iktomi, as they attempt to help a settlement in the Underhive with their problems, hampered substantially by the bit where Caleb was very drunk at the time when he pledged to help. Armageddon, another volume containing an absolute stellar novel, Hell's Reach, about the defense of the hive of that name by Reclusiarch Grimaldus and a small force of Black Templars during the Third War for Armageddon. A follow-up novel, Blood and Fire, about the Celestial Lions and their near extinction, which I cannot recommend highly enough, and Ragnar Blackmane, a short novel depicting moments of the life of the titular character presented as flashbacks while he and the Great Company are embroiled in the defense of Cadia during the 13th Black Crusade. I completely forgot about the larger volume that had the other Space Wolf books in it, also including this material. Non-book item in the package that I have been deliberately cagey about, except to say that you'd understand once you saw it, because I reasoned your reaction would be far more entertaining if you didn't know what to expect until you open the box, is, wait for it, a 7th scale action figure of the Adeptus Sororitas Battle Sisters from the Order of Our Martyred Lady. Alright, well, I'm gonna take a look. What do we got? What do we got? Ooh, Ragnar Blackmane. That is awesome. Armageddon. Yep, I'm looking forward to reading about, the fight for Armageddon. That's gonna be a good one. Low Lives. Oh, it is a small one. That Necromunda is cool. Double Eagle. Yeah. You know, I generally don't hear much about the combat. And then, look at this. Look. Oh. Adeptus Sororitas. That is, in fact, amazing and awesome, sir. Absolutely awesome. And, well, for Zach Leak, just so we can further answer your question, that is a chainsword. So, chainsaw sword. Oh, she's more posable than I had expected. That is really cool. I really like that helmet because it looks an awful lot like a Sallet, which are my favorite style of helmet. That is entirely awesome, sir. Entirely awesome. Well, she's very posable. You can make her kneel. Her feet are actually designed to hinge. That is amazingly articulate. Very, very cool. Alright, finish reading the letter. My own battle sister, standing vigil over the sacred librarium, aka the LE book collection alongside other figures. I see now why he was willing to part with them. He has the really pretty versions. That is cool. I somehow completely missed that those are a thing, and indeed continue to be a thing, as there is a fourth wave of figures coming out next month from McFarlane. Several other companies producing action figures on the scale or a smaller, larger, and have been scrambling to collect basically all of them upon realizing they exist, because that's always kept me away from the tabletop side of 40K, is that I don't have any interest in the game. The miniatures are used to play, just the universe, hence why I read the books of the Black Library publishes. No part of the process of assembling and painting those minis even remotely appeals to me, except perhaps the last one, being having assembled painted minis. I've always loved the way the 40K units look, though. Somehow, back to the figure, your own power-armored warrior nun has been preemptively liberated from the confines of her original plastic prison and its many zip ties, so that all you need to do is begin to utilize her 22-point articulation is to open the box. Yep. I've also heat-treated her chainsword to straighten it. The way it gets inserted into the package has a tendency to come out a bit bendy, and placed said chainsword and her bolter in her hands, which are molded such that she can hold either of them in either hand equally well. Some of the other figures have an obvious gun and sword hand, so feel free to reverse them if you are so inclined. I might. She's far more posable than it looks like she will be at first, because a lot of sections of her armor that seem like they would impede the articulation of certain joints in her limbs, extremities, are actually made of a softer, flexible plastic like the material used in her tabard and belt. And she is lighter than she looks like she might be, and her actual midsection is a concealed post with an apparatus waist, so the thin layer of that flexible plastic hanger over the gap. As a result, she's not quite as stable on her own as the Primaris Marines in the line are, so included base might be necessary to help her keep her balance, depending on how you want her to stand. Very, very cool, sir. That is just awesome. Ooh, there are Necrons. Very cool. Sir, you are awesome, and you spoil me, and I appreciate it. I will have her stand vigil over my own increasingly growing black library. And I'm going to use this box to contain all of the Piccards so that I can get them back to my home dry for moisture falls from the sky. Very, very, very cool. Alright, one last Packard. This one from Aaron Campbell, and I know what it is, but I want to open it here anyway just because it's going to be awesome. Good Lord! I have been sent all of the foam grenades in all of the land. That is awesome. super ridiculously cool. I had a couple, but not nearly enough. And oh, Campbell Nerf Works. They've got their logo on it and everything. And they're in my color. I got some of them in my colors. I mean, a bunch of, I think he said 4 of every color, which is more than, good lord. He used grenades as packing material. Sir, you are amazing and absurd. But this is what we're, good lord, yeah. Okay, so it's just, good lord, sir. All the grenades in all the land. And then this is a master key barrel and pump for the Mark III, the Dart Zone Mark III. So I will now, I have no excuse. I need to get that build start. Did that come out of here? Ooh, I do need to clean the barrel a little bit. There's stringy bits. I have no excuse. I need to get this that built. I have all the full kit, all the internals and all of the gizmos and all of the everything in the land from out of darts, and now I have this. It's going to make a fantastic blaster. I am really looking forward to that. So stay tuned for a Mark III build video in the near future. Oh, right, that is it. That is what I've got. You're all amazing. You spoil me. Good lord, I'm gonna have to create an entire game mode just around foam grenades now. And it'll just, oh, it's just the worst. Oh, they've got different color on different grenades. That is pretty cool. Yes. But I've got orange and, you know, my arena is orange and green, and now I've got orange and green grenades. I'm sure I can come up with a game mode that involves your team's color of grenades. So, very, very cool. Thank you ever so much for that. And I will get the video out on this thing as soon as possible. It's got his logo there, my logo there. That is just classy, classy stuff. Right. Thank you for all the stuff, and thank you for watching.